All right. Started off with a little Fall Guys over on Jay's stream for a hot minute. Almost won. Made it to the final round. Almost won. But damn, alas, I failed. What's up, Cairo? How are you doing? How's everybody's Saturday so far? What's up, Brain of Jen? How you doing? Got Alice in here. Howdy. Dark Car. What's up? Oh, man. Fun. Larson, long time, man. How you doing? What have you been into? Da-da. Natalie Martinez, how you doing? Oof. Good Vibes was able to make it this time. How you feeling, man? How's all the limbs, the fingers? How are you holding up? Hopefully doing better. Finally over the C word. I'm glad you're finally over that slump, man. It's not fun at all. Cairo kicking us off with a super chat here. The Invincible Season 2 Part 2 trailer shows a funeral. Well, I didn't know that. Who do you think died? I don't know. I don't want to watch it. I don't watch mid-season trailers because there's no point. I'm already going to watch it, and I don't need to know more about the season than I want to. So I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I do not plan on watching that trailer. Let's just I won't watch that trailer. Let's leave it at that. So I don't know. I have no idea. What's up, Pink Sun? How are you? Immediately when I saw that you're having a live stream, I immediately came to watch this. Well, welcome. It's your first time. We do these every Saturday, this same time. Been doing good. That's good to hear, Larson. Odin's Eye, first live I'm able to catch. Well, welcome. Doing good. Only depressed, no sickness or injuries. Well, I'm not gonna poke, but I'm sorry to hear that you're depressed. Hopefully we can liven things up a little bit, perk up the mood. It's not always possible, but it's how life rolls, man. I would know. I'm a fairly depressed boy a lot of the time myself. I'm doing good, Good Vibes. I'm doing good. I actually just woke up I woke up a couple times this morning, but I just finally got out of bed just 40 minutes ago. What's up, J Molds? Was curious if you've seen Argyle yet, or how you felt about its abysmal box office stats, or most of Apple's recent exclusive movies. I've seen it. It's such a letdown. I haven't seen it, but I feel like a lot of movies are really, if it's not horror or this zeitgeist film, nothing's really doing great right now, and I'm not surprised. It looked fun. It looked fine. From the trailers and stuff like that. Nothing about the trailers was man, I need to go see this movie. So I don't know. A part of that could have been the marketing. Part of that could have been a lot of different things, but I don't know. Apple, was it an Apple produced movie? Because I haven't seen, the only other one of those that I've seen in theaters was Killers of the Flower Moon, and that movie was phenomenal. But, in general, Apple makes some really good shit. So, I don't know. Maybe they just took a risk on that one. I don't know. Do I play Animal Crossing? I do not. That is definitely not my kind of game. Highly respect the people that have the patience for that sort of thing. But I when it comes to those slice of life games, that require the micromanaging and farming and all that kind of stuff, I don't have the patience for it. It's just, I don't know. What's up, Professor? How are you doing? Doing good. everyone is doing well. What's up, Hernan? Welcome, welcome. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We eaten Wednesday, 3 episodes of Bad Batch premiere. Fuck. I know. I mean, that's great, but my God, it sucks for me. Thursday, all of Atla live action and the Fall of Reach episode will be coming out. And Sunday, we got The Ones Who Live premiere. Fucking shit. Also, next Tuesday, the Tuesday after that, Shogun comes out. I'm still like on the fence about whether or not I'm going to cover Shogun. It looks fucking wild. But yeah, these next couple of weeks are going to be fucking busy. Yeah, hold up. We'll get to that. Hola Omni and everyone, welcome Janine. I was watching your Iron Claw reaction. Hope you're enjoying it so far. That movie was an emotional trip. Whew. So good. It's a bit too early to talk about Squid Game Season 2. Any theories on what childhood games will be used? The floor is lava, but with acid maybe? I mean, that's very possible. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, there's games that they've implemented that, you know, we don't have over here, so it's hard to take a full-on guess, but the floor is lava would be a great one. Dude, hide and seek would be interesting, but though I don't know how you would, I mean, unless, like, the seeker is maybe, like, one of the workers and not actually a player. But hey, just to make it even more risky or scary, you could have the top, like, whoever the highest scorer is at the point, maybe have to be the one that catches everybody. I don't know. There's a lot of fun ways you could probably work that in. A flaming jump rope, but it's all of the contestants. You deserve 1 million subs. Aw, that's so sweet. I would probably stress out with that much of attention, but hey, I would not. If we ever get that point, which I really doubt we ever will, but that would be insane. But I appreciate the sentiment. Who knows? I never thought we'd get this far. Hope you're having an excellent day. What's up, Antgar? I'm definitely not. I lost both my pet mice in the same month, not even a week apart. I've even lost a pet before. It doesn't sting any less. How do you cope? Oh, God. Yeah, I lost a Pop-Tart just a few months ago, and it was not easy. It was painful, like crippling a lot of the time. And for me, it was just... For me, anytime something gets difficult, and it's probably not healthy, but it's just I watch stuff. I play game. I play a game, and then I might, you know, just dive into a show, rewatch something. I focus in on reactions, stuff like that. It's just distracting myself is usually what I go to, and then slowly it just kind of gets a little bit better. But also, it did help a lot that, you know, even leading up to her passing, we had been taking care of a lot of the cats in the neighborhood, and, you know, that kind of became a little bit of an outlet for that. Just kind of focusing on that too, you know, making sure they had food, and the ones that come into the house, taking care of them and stuff like that. I mean, hell, our cat Jumba now, he's all fixed, got his shots and everything. You know, he started off as one of the strays we found out back that just we started feeding and taking care of. He was a sick little thing hiding under the neighbor's dock for a while, and we gave him food, and he stays in the house now. You know, he was still around when Pop-Tart was here, and now he's kind of getting used to Mimi's getting used to him. So a lot of that was just kind of refocusing that energy somewhere, whether it was in something I was doing, something I was watching, or into, you know, the other pets that we had. Recently watched your Has Been Hotel reactions. Damn, that show was great. It's one hell of a show, isn't it? I'm excited. the preview. Jay and Adam just started with the pilot. They just released that, and I guess they're doing like daily drops or something, because I think he said episode 1 will be out tomorrow. So I'm excited for that. I'm looking forward to getting to watch a new set of reactions, especially from somebody that that knows a lot of the people that are in it, whether or not firsthand or offhand, whatever. Like knows some of the people that are in the show because of how close he and all of his people up there are to the Broadway scene. So that's interesting to see if what kind of spin he provides on it. Sorry, I ruined the Invincible Part 2 for you. You didn't know. I mean, you just gotta be like, oh shit, who does die? But I mean, like, it's fine. It doesn't really tell me anything other than there is a funeral. But it's not surprising to me that somebody might get offed. But now I'm just like, fuck, who might it be? What's your thoughts on Lisa Frankenstein? I didn't even know this thing existed until I think yesterday. I saw somebody talking about it or included it in a list of movies that just are underperforming or something like that, or critically are getting slammed. I don't know which it was, but I hadn't heard of the movie at all until literally, I think, last night. So I haven't looked into it. I don't know. I don't really, other than the name, and it seems to have some kind of spin on the Frankenstein story. I don't really know what it's about. Anyone know what time the Bad Batch drops? Or in her own words, bad bath. No one wants a bad bath. I'm teasing. But yeah, that's a good question. Is it going to be 3 a.m.? Or is it going to be a normal time? Because I am not thrilled about doing 3 episodes at 3 a.m. again like we used to do. Honestly, I'll probably... Oh, God, I'm not looking forward to that shit. Just depressed as in the usual meh life stuff. Nothing extra going on. I'm feeling burnt out on work and the grind must go on. Luckily, I get weekends off, though, and my schedule is what I want, but it's still hard. I mean, even if it is like ideal, like you have the weekends off, and even if it is the schedule that you would like, just going into work every day, the same routine, it doesn't make it easier. It's still the same old depressing conveyor belt that you're trapped on. Is just, you know, life. I've been there, man. Don't worry about it. I completely understand. I knew of the Von Fritz story off of reading about the curse stuff, but man, actually seeing it is a whole other thing. I had never heard about it up until this came out, up until this movie came out. I didn't know anything about this story, this family, or the tragedy around it, so I'm excited, man. So it was a lot of fun watching that. I would like to dig into it anymore. Any death predictions for the fall of Reach? Like, I think we'll lose anyone we know, or just red shirts. Chief and Kai are the only two fully safe, in my opinion. Side note, I noticed they cut out Halsey's daughter. Yeah, Miranda, well, Miranda will have to come back. Like, she's an important player later. So, I noticed that too, that she hasn't shown up at all this season so far, but she doesn't play a huge part, not really, until like 2 and 3. So I'm not too concerned about that, to be honest. Honestly, I don't remember. I don't think she was even in the first game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember her being in the first game. I think it's a very... I honestly, if they do what the books and the games did, Chief's team, whether he knows it or not, is a big key point. They all survive. Even in the games, all of Chief's core team, Linda, Fred, well, not all of them. One does die during the fall of Reach. So there are a lot of his team that do survive. I think, And I think it was Sam that goes to Onyx. Who was it? Onyx, Halo, Sam? No, Sam was the one that died. Who's the one that went on to train the Spartan 3s? It was one of them. It wasn't Fred, was it? Onyx Conflict. It may have been Fred, I guess. I don't remember. Anyway, Kurt, thank you. I knew one of them went on to train the Spartan 3s, and I think Kai is going to take that point. Because like she's building this relationship with Ackerson right now, and I think Kai is going to take over the Spartan 2 program and help boost them up. Or Spartan 2, the Spartan 3 program. I don't remember. I feel like I misspoke, but I don't know anymore. But taking over his Spartan 3 program. So I imagine, because I did see, or at least hear, that one of the upcoming episodes is called Onyx. So that's exciting. That's interesting to see what they do with that. But I feel like that's going to be where they go. Now, however, so I do feel like Vanek and Riz could go either way. You know, just because Chief's whole team eventually survive, he's got a full squadron by the time 5 comes around, and even, well, I presume by 6, even though none of them are in it. I would presume that the possibility of them surviving is definitely possible. But we should probably take some hits. That's for sure. And if we're going to, it's probably going to be Riz, and it's probably going to be Vanek, because I feel like we've set up Chief and Kai for more than that. Oh, and obviously we can't kill Chief, but as far as that, other named players that's going to die, probably I can almost 100% that the woman general that was that kind of had sold him out, the Oni. God, why can I never remember her name? The one he was meeting in secret in the last episode. I feel like she's probably going to die. Other than that, I have no idea. Have I played Helldivers 2 yet? No. I don't even know what that series is. Never heard of it. That's not true. I've heard of Helldivers, but I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I have a game recommendation for you. It's Nito Pet. Never heard of that one. It's horror. I don't mind horror games. I play a fair amount of them. Usually survival horror. What's up, horse lover? Hope you're all having a great weekend. I hope you are as well. Welcome, welcome. Hey man, just curious on your quick thoughts on the Fantastic Four cast, if you've seen it. I like the casting. You know, Pedro, you know, I think he's, as barring what everybody else says, I think he could be a great Reed Richards. Everybody else, I think, is pretty solid casting. I don't really have any complaints at all across the board. While Pedro's not like the first person that comes to mind when I think of that character, when I see him in that role, I don't not like it. So I like him in damn near anything I see him in, and I think he could definitely sell that. It's very different from any of the other characters that he's played, so that'll be fun. But I'm fully confident that he can pull that off. Let's see. Hyped for the Ones Who Live. Dead City and Daryl Dixon were shows where they made up a plot so they could go on a side quest. This is the only one that kind of justifies its existence, so I hope it's good. Likewise, that's the only reason I'm checking it out, because it's a lingering thread from what came before. So I'm hoping it does it justice. Yeah. I am really sorry about that, Angar, to hear about that. It's never easy to lose one of your furry friends. I've lost many a one over the years. What's up, Ghostblade? Hope all is well, man. So I started teaching a couple weeks ago, and after started Teacher or Reacher. After weeks ago, episode 1, I watched your reaction. Okay, I think you meant Reacher. I watched your reaction so I can get your thoughts. Well, hell yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. I really, really love Reacher, man. It's so much fun. I've been watching an anime called Furin, Beyond Journey's End this week. I caught up on it now, and it's so phenomenal so far. I haven't heard anything about this one. That's the first I'm hearing about it. I'll have to look into that. Seeing Rick back in action is going to be so nice. It's been over a decade since he left, and I still love The Walking Dead overall, but the main show was never the same without his presence, so more Grimes is always a win. I agree with you on that one. I 100% agree with you there. Let's see. I did a deep dive into his work and In on the Brain, so have you seen any of George, Maley's films? The Trip to the Moon, Kingdom of Fairies. No, I don't. I'm not familiar with that name, and neither of those movies rings a bell, so I don't know about any of the other ones for sure, but S-tier filmmaker from the dawn of cinema. No, I might have to look into them. Same guy Ben Kingsley plays in Scorsese's Hugo, which I also haven't seen, so it doesn't really help me in the situation. I'm sorry. No, I have to look into that. Catherine Newton is in Lisa Frankenstein. Okay. Bad, correcting yourself. Thoughts on Madam Web, if you got around to seeing it or not yet. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go out and spend that money, to be honest. Or just wait for it to come out and then give it its go. I'm definitely not motivated to go see it at this point, and honestly, I don't really have the time, but I don't know. Things aren't looking good for anything Sony's doing in the live action sphere at this point. Bad Baths are not good either. They are not good either. They are also disappointing little turds. What do you think will happen with the extermination in Hazbin Hotel because Adam is dead, and what could happen going forward? Well, honestly, right now, at least, the exterminations are on pause. Heaven now knows that these are happening, so they might have to... They probably won't be as frequent, or maybe even be on a temporary or indefinite hiatus. Especially with the change in power, I'm sure Loot is going to push for it to continue that work, to continue what they've been doing. Especially now they've seen what they've seen, that hell can fight back. Sarah's concerns about their rising power may in turn be justified regardless of what they've just witnessed. So I don't know. I think they're going to be very apprehensive about making a move going forward. So I think we'll have some time without any conflict, at least from the heaven-hell perspective. So I don't know. That'll be exciting to see. I also saw your reaction to the Iron Claw, and dude, it was a hollow point bullet to the heart for moviegoers in terms of emotional tornadoes. And the dad, Fritz von Erich, he actually did rank his sons. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised to hear that. That was when he said that out loud, I was like, that is fucked up. That is psychological torture. Kevin von Erich didn't have much involvement creatively with the film, but he told the director his only rule was show the bond and love he had with his brothers. And I think they really did that. I think they really, really sold that. Even when it got hard, even when they were kind of at each other, like brothers can be, the competitive nature does come out sometimes. At the end of the day, their love for one another always shined through in the film. So I think they did that. I do remember seeing that Zac Efron screened the film with Kevin. They watched it together, and I think he liked it. I think that's what I remember hearing. So that's always positive. I think I'm fine with you watching one episode of Hello Boss every Friday because it's better than doing it all at once or every day. P.S. Season 2, Episodes 6 and 7 are my favorite in the series. Yeah, I just figured, like, because there's only, right now there is 16 episodes total. We would be done if I did 2 a week, we would be done in just 8 weeks. So we can spend some more time enjoying the series, just kind of trickling it out. Because we're going to have probably another year or two before we get the next season of Has Been Hotel anyway. Yeah, Kurt changed him. Thank you, Brighton. Or, I think... Brighton? Clarify. I don't want to get your name wrong. But thank you for clarifying that for me. I always forget which one it was. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can pick them out generally based on their looks or what their shtick is, but I always get the names mixed up with the wrong one. A lot of the time. Have I ever seen the movie The Man with the Iron Fists? I have not. I do not believe so. Ackerson might have Kai do that. Riz has been getting built up, so could die. That is another thing. She has been getting some focus. She's been touching in with her humanity more, trying to understand what else there is outside of life. So they definitely have built up the little sentimental connection with her. But that also could be like, that could be foreshadowing that they're going to let her live. Vanek hasn't really gotten any attention, really. So I don't know. Could be honest either way. I think at least one blind bro done too. I bet, sadly. Oh yeah. Oh, they're donezo more than likely. I'm going to sleep now. Bye. I hope I'll wake up tomorrow. I hope you do as well. Thanks for stopping in, Alice. Appreciate it. What's up, King Assassin? Hope you're having a good Saturday. Wanted to ask if you caught Blitzo saying happy adoption anniversary when giving Luna the box of spiders in the pilot, because I think you missed it. No, I 100% saw that. I mean, I laughed at the spider thing. I saw the whole gig, but yeah, no, I saw it. Happy adoption anniversary. I very explicitly did catch that. People think just because I'm talking over something or whatever or laughing, I'm missing something that's happening. Sometimes that is the case, but it is very rare. My headphones drown out myself a lot of the time, so that's why I trip over my words a lot of. So like, yeah, no, I 1000% caught that he said that. But also, it's the pilot, so who knows if that's even canon still. But I don't know. That could be something that comes up again later. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, I definitely caught it. It's okay. Reacher. Autocorrect got you in the balls. I knew the new Deadpool suit was brighter. I like it. I like it. What's up, Val? How you doing? Also, hi, chat. Happy Saturday. Welcome, Sean. I started solo leveling, and it lives up to the hype around it. I've been seeing that come up a lot, but I haven't taken the plunge just yet. I'm gonna stay up for a bit, but I got one episode of Atlas Season 1 left. Part 2 of The Siege of the North gets a thumbs up from me. Had a blast with it. Now on to Shyamalan's tonight with Omn. Good luck with that one, man. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that thing. X-Men 97 trailer makes me miss Spider-Man the Animated Series. Yeah, me too, man. Hopefully that can get a revival so we can get a proper conclusion to that. Instead of that, like, cliffhanger, like, just resolved ending. Yo, Galaxy, what's up? Notice your newest movie reaction. You set it as a premiere. Curious, do you think it helps your views or hurts? I'm still trying to figure out the best way on movie reactions. Honestly, I don't think it hurts or helps. I think it's just, it does the same as just dropping the video. I just thought it'd be fun because I'd be awake, and it's an emotional little journey in that one. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of watch along with everybody. I mean, that's the fun part about it, is you can just hang out in the chat and talk to people while they're watching the thing. But as far as performance-wise, I've never noticed a difference, really. I had the Regal Pass and still didn't want to go see Madam Web. I also have the Regal Pass, and I haven't actually gone to the theater at all this year so far. Sadly, so I'm paying for nothing at the moment. Sony Pictures is doing what classic Sony does best, completely mishandling their Spider-Man franchise, or at least their spin-off side things. Yeah, they are, I mean, none of their non-Spider-Man stuff has been good. Like the first Venom was okay. And then that's the best I can say for any of the live-action movies they've made after the Andrew Garfield the first Amazing Spider-Man. What's up, Chastity? How you doing? Never caught one of your lives. First one, well, welcome. I try to do these every Saturday at 4. That's Eastern time in the U.S. for you all, who there might be all over the world. But yeah, I try, unless something comes up, I try to do these every Saturday. Same bat time, same bat channel. What are your thoughts on the theory that Adam returns as a sinner in Season 2? I personally love the idea because he was my favorite villain, and I just want to hear more Alex Brightman. I do like the theory, I do like the idea, and it is the perfect, ironic punishment for him. You know, as the first man and all that kind of stuff, and he was the one that, in his, I presume in his own jealousy, he's the one that started the exterminations, that brought that intel to Sarah about Hell's uprising. I think it was just him taking out and lashing out for what Lucifer took from him. Like, literally 2 of his wives. And I just feel like it was this whole vendetta thing that he had, and that it brought about his own death, and then to be resurrected and reborn as a sinner would be poetic justice. But the thing about that is, that throws a little bit of a wrench into that, is we know that wounds dealt by angelic weapons don't heal. They destroy the soul. Like, death by any other weapons, the soul will just respawn in hell, or wherever they originally were. He was killed with an angelic blade. Like, when Nifty stabbed him to death, he died by an angelic blade. So I don't know, based on the laws we've seen so far. Now, it could affect angels differently. However, Vaggy's eye never regenerated, and I doubt, so I don't know. So they would have to explain that. It may be different for him because he was an immortal. He was one of the firsts. It may be different for him because he was human at one point. I don't know. But I feel like they would have to explain that because he was killed with an angelic weapon. Flip side of that, counter argument, we also don't know how this works, but his divine light, his Kamehameha holy beams that he shoots, you would think is angelic energy, completely evaporated Serpentius, and he got to be reborn in heaven. So I don't know. I don't really know what the rules are, because they seem to be setting some things up, but there are little nuggets that can contradict it, and maybe that could be purposeful. So I don't know. I would like to see it, though. I think it would be just nice and fitting for him. Bailey's got to start as a magician and basically pioneered film effects in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Incredible set design, special effects works holds up to this day. Actually stunning. I'll have to look into that. I'll really have to check into that. Hello there. It's Morbin time. What's up, Sketch? All his work is free on YouTube if anyone wants to check it out. Ooh, that is enticing. That is motivational right there. Fierin is set in a fantasy world, and the main character, Fierin, herself is an elf, and there is a lot of adventure and drama, and a bit of a comedy. Highly recommended. I have to look into it. Zac Efron had an insane premiere, because the same weekend the Iron Claw dropped, he also got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Aw, well, congrats to Zac, because underrated actor, he's fantastic. People need to shine a little bit more light on respect that way. I'm glad. That's awesome. Do you think Adam told Sarah the lie that he was planning an uprising? That wasn't the case because he wanted to spite Lilith, not for submitting to him. And do you think Adam will become a sinner? Well, I answered the sinner question. But yeah, I do think he lied. I think it's this thing where he created the problem himself. His jealousy, this is what I'm thinking. I don't think there was uprising at all. Lilith was just building out her kingdom, empowering her people, making hell the best it could be at that point. And I think all he was jealous. I think Adam manufactured this whole problem out of his jealousy, out of his ego, out of his hatred for Lucifer. So he lied about an uprising, but so he got permission to go down to start killing sinners and all that kind of stuff. struck a deal with Lucifer to stay away from his family, I presume. But because of Adam's actions and his oppression, it then in turn does lead to an uprising, which he basically created his whole problem, because that came all the way back around and killed him in the end. But now this thing exists, but it's his fault. That's what I think would happen, because honestly, that would just be poetic. Pure Shakespearean bullshit right there is what that would be. Dune 2 getting great early reviews, people calling it one of the best sci-fi movies ever. I'm not surprised. Part 1 was a banger, and the trailer for Part 2 literally had me saying this looks top tier. I'm excited for it. I'm glad that it's getting good reviews. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm sure this one will have a lot more of the emotional catharsis to it than the first one did. The first one was great. It was a lot of setup, but it did feel like some of the emotions were definitely muted. But I'm excited to see how they bring this to a close, especially considering I haven't read the books and I haven't seen any of the other adaptations that have come prior to this. Would you like to know any trigger warnings for suggestions, or if someone knows an upcoming episode deals with a certain subject? Personally, I don't care. I will just take the punches when they come along. There's absolutely nothing that I need to know up front going into something. I feel like there's nothing that's going to be like, oh no, I can't watch this. I don't have any of those hangups personally, but if anybody else has any, let Janine know and she got you covered. I'm down for Has-Been Season 2. I'm 1000% down for Has-Been Season 2. If it came out right now, I would close this stream and go watch it. Dune 2 kind of had to be good. The first movie ends randomly, and then they waited too long. It's illegal if it's bad. That's a fair counterpoint. Only franchise Sony can easily handle is the Ghostbusters series, especially with Afterlife and Frozen Empire, which the latter is set for March 22nd, the weekend before Godzilla and Kong. I'm looking forward to Afterlife. It looks fun. Or I'm sorry, not Afterlife, Frozen Empire. It looks fun. I like the cast and I like the, bringing everything together. Because I really enjoyed Afterlife. I was never, outside of the cartoon, I was never a huge Ghostbusters fan. I'd seen bits and pieces of the movies. I didn't watch them in full until I was an adult. I don't have like the adoration that a lot of people do have for it. I like the idea of the Ghostbusters, but I don't know. Afterlife, though, I found very, very effective and a lot of fun, and made me nostalgic for certain things that I really don't have nostalgia for, and I found that magical, so I'm excited to see what they do with it. The Man with the Iron Fist is a good mix of traditional kung fu films and modern Hollywood. It was RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. Russell Crowe has definitely got some shock and awe moments. I have to look into it. I definitely have to check that out. The Warrior is now on Netflix. It's another kung fu martial arts thing I want to eventually check out. I have to add that to the list. When my headphones are on, I can still hear people, but not myself. It messes with me. That's odd. If my headphones are on, I usually can't really hear much else but muffled versions of myself. But mine are also noise canceling, so that helps. Dude, Ironclaw was heartbreaking. Yes, it was. Speaking of Spider-Man the Animated Series, any Spider-Man Unlimited enjoyers? The show was so weird, but it was so special and a place in my heart. I watched a little bit of it, but I just, like with Batman Beyond, I had a hard time getting into it. I premiere my chatting with the comic community video so I can interact with the chat. I think that's the fun bit about it, for me. Beyond the Spider-Verse could show Spider-Man the Animated Series, hopefully. We can hope. Cross our fingers. Glad about Godzilla x Kong marketing over Godzilla vs. Kong. I swear, between all the trailers, they showed their whole first fight. Most of their final fight. This one is just giving little bits of action. Yeah, I've seen some people try, like, getting upset about that too. It was like, oh, they're basically showing way too much. I don't feel like they show nearly as much, because you could definitely piece together the entire movie structure with the Godzilla vs. Kong trailers. Hell, I was able to. I was really spot on with that, honestly. I've watched your work doing along with others for a while now and started dipping my toes into reacting myself. I'm slowly but surely building up my channel. Any advice? Um, Honestly, watch what you want to watch. That's the best thing. It's easy to dive into things that are probably popular or whatever, but if you end up not enjoying it, or if you know you're probably not going to enjoy it, I don't know. 'Cause people are going to enjoy watching you enjoy things, I'm sure people enjoy watching you hate on shit too, but at the end of the day, that can eventually become a little exhausting. Just be yourself. Don't worry about trying to put up a persona, be anything other than who you are, like anything other than what you like. If you're honest, if you're genuine, people will catch it. Regardless of what some comments are going to say. But yeah, just relax, lean into it, and don't be afraid to be vulnerable. That's the best advice I can get. It's not as easy as that. It can be difficult, but yeah, that's kind of the best I've got. Don't get too hung up on aesthetics or camera quality or whatever. Just be the best you can be on camera, and I'm sure everything pretty much will back you up from that point. And then you can start investing in those things if it gets big enough. And it's kind of what I did. Start off with a webcam, and then eventually, you can start feeding into it more. You could say Madam Web spun off the wrong direction. I'll see myself out for the pun. I appreciate that one. Do you think Nifty was a yandere or something? I really don't know. I mean, possibly, but she's not I don't know. She doesn't get obsessive. She's got a type, that's for sure, but I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. It's possible. Do you think we'll lose any more of the Bad Batch crew this season? If so, who? Some saying, well, I'm assuming not including Omega, but I don't know if they'll go out like that. Personally, I wouldn't mind a crazy end. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they all die. Crosshair, I think almost is 1000% dead, though. Whether it be by betrayal, by sacrificing himself or something, I don't think he's going to be making it out of the season regardless. But I feel like most of the batch, barring Omega, is probably destined for death. Madam Web looks like a home movie I would watch at night. Yeah, Omega will definitely survive. I think Omega is the safest in the bunch. Yeah, we'll see. Ever watched Evil with Mike Coulter? No, I have not. It's a sad... I'm sad it's ending after a 4th season, but I think it frees him up to come back as Luke Cage. Thoughts? Well, I would love him coming back as Luke Cage because he was awesome. But I've seen trailers for Evil. I remember when that was coming out, but I never actually sat down and watched it. It looked interesting, but yeah, I definitely haven't checked it out. But if he's getting freed up, bring him back over on Marvel, man. Just seen that Warrior is in the top 10 on Netflix right now. Maybe only at 9, but still glad it's getting watched. I do believe season 4, because even being top 10 regardless of which slot is a big deal, I'd say, especially for an old show that's been out for a hot minute. I know you may not have caught one moment during Sir Pitch's arrival in heaven, but while Emily was gleeful about it, it was at this moment Sarah knew she fucked up big time. No, I caught that. It was quite apparent. The shock on her face was quite real. Yeah, no, I think that entire meeting is the reason that happened. The fact that it got written down, I think they now have to adhere to it. That's my guess on why that works. It is so weird that he arrived in their office. But yeah. No, I see things, man. Curious, as a content creator, are you able to review and watch some show episodes early? I found it interesting who has access to streamers and who doesn't. I for sure don't. I do for some things. Like, I've gotten screeners for The Witcher, for Blood Origin, and for, whatchamacallit, Season 3, I got that early. I've got Cobra Kai Season 5 early. I've gotten a couple of things. Masters of the Universe, I was able to get the screener for. Pretty much anything from Netflix. Not everything, because there's some times where they're just like, nah, we're good. But I've only been able to get screeners from Netflix. but I've gotten a few different series early. Not a lot, but some. Do you think Lilith made a deal with Adam or someone else, and that deal was that Lilith stays in heaven to stop empowering, but empowering hell, but Adam or Luke couldn't hurt Lucifer or Charlie, and that deal is over? I think that is exactly what it is. I think that's exactly what it is. That, or at least that's what I hope it is. I hope it's nothing more nefarious or depressing than that. I think that makes the most sense. Because if she, because of her own deal, cannot interfere and has to remain in heaven, because that would add more credence to the whole Adam dynamic, is he wanted his first wife back. She had to submit to him and come to heaven to be with him in exchange for these other things. You know, the people she actually loves and protecting them. That's what I think it's about. And now she's got to go stop them, because if they don't, they have free reign to attack her family now. So that's motivation to help heaven in their interest by sparing them. But I think if she's the one that has Alistair's leash, that would explain all of the things that Alistair has been doing against his will. You know, why he's at the hotel, why he's helping Charlie, why he spurned Lucifer into action. You know, I think that's all part of the plan. Maybe Echo could die. I don't know. He's been around for a while. I mean, that's another possibility. I remember when the Has Been pilot dropped on YouTube. I watched it many times over the years. That show was made for theater kids. That it is, man. And now there's actual, you know, Broadway stars in the full-on version of it. I still feel bad for what happened with the original voice actors and stuff like that. I will say I do prefer the sound. Like, I obviously I might think differently if I hadn't just watched the pilot just before starting the show, but it might be just because I've heard them even more. But I prefer the sound and the voices that we currently have. Unfortunately, that might be a sin to say, but that's how I feel. Let's see. Monsterverse movies aren't that hard to piece together if you've skipped the trailer. Usually you can still tell what's going to happen. Fair enough. What's up, Stefano? Greetings from Peru. Really cool how you take the time to understand and enjoy One Piece. Can't wait for you to enter the Grand Line. I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm really excited to see what that's all about. What's up, Vikshot? How are you doing? How are you able to get screeners anyway? Well, if you go to, I think it's media.netflix. Is that what it is? I think that's the site. Yeah, media.netflix.com. There's like an application to, ask your questions, your platform, your following, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually, hopefully, you'll hear back from them. It took me a couple tries to get through the process. And then from there, there's like a dashboard of upcoming shows and stuff like that. And there's contact information, because each show will have its own PR team and stuff like that. And then you reach out to them, and then they make the decision whether or not they're going to give you access to it. So it's just a pipe shot, tell them your stats, your counts, your viewer retention, all that kind of stuff, and try to be like, hey, I can get you some eyes on this thing. I'd love to review it, blah, 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 and see, and hope, and just kind of cross your fingers that they get back to you. Godzilla says Mothra. Kong screams, why you say that name? And they team up. Just started watching regular show, and I think it's a top 5 cartoon show of all time, in my opinion. What's your favorite cartoon series? Avatar: The Last Airbender. Without a doubt. Speaking of Has Been pilot, it just reached 100 million views here on YouTube. That is insane, man. That is wild. I'm happy for it, man. Regular show is great. One of my favorites for sure. I definitely need to go back and give it another go, because like I said, when that show kind of came out, I wasn't really in the headspace to kind of enjoy it for what it was. Being older, I think that show in particular would be a lot easier to get something out of. Oh, I prefer the new voices as well. It took me some time to get used to them. Yeah, that's the hardest thing too. Once you get used to a voice and then it suddenly changes. And I saw that with Hell of a Boss, from the pilot to that first episode. And it was just a few, only like 1 or 2 people changed voices between the full release of it. I didn't notice at all. I mean, I haven't lived with it. I haven't rewatched it. I haven't done all these things. So like, honestly, I just went into it and I just did not notice at all that there was a new voice actor for some of these characters. And, you know, that's the thing though. Like, you're not going to notice little details like that if you're just coming in and just chugging through these things. You know, it's not as noticeable as some of the ones, or at least it wasn't to me. Maybe I went back and tried to listen to it back to back, I'd notice it, but I think like with Has Been, some of the voices are very, very distinct. And it kind of helps to stand out because I know and familiar with some of the voices that are now in Has Been Hotel. So, I don't know. There's a lot of different things to that because I've seen some people like critique or criticize, which is fair. Everybody's going to have their preference, but I've seen some people that don't like the new voices. And I think that's because they've lived for the last 4 years with only the voices from the pilot and stuff like that. So it's completely understandable. You should check out the Boruto manga. It's really good, especially when you get to Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. I am currently up to date on the Boruto manga. Correction. Did the new chapter come out? Oh yeah, it's not going to be on this. I don't have it bookmarked on that one. Why are you not coming up? There you are. Oh. There you are. Yeah, it's not out yet. Yeah, I am caught up on all of the Boruto manga. So, I got you covered, Jordan. Awesome, thank you. Anytime I can help out anybody with what I know and what I've got, I'll do my best to do so. Which Has Been Hotel characters are lawfully good, neutral good, or chaotically good? Lawfully neutral or neutral. I can't go through every character and give you that. I think Charlie is lawfully good, or at least, yeah, I'd go with that. Vaggie, neutral good. I would say hell, Lucifer, I would even say, is probably chaotic good. Probably. I don't know. Everybody else I feel like is neutral, is in the neutral zone right now. Leaning good. The whole thing is to kind of get them good, right? So right now, I would probably say Angel is now probably more chaotic good than neutral good. I don't know. Husk is definitely in the neutral zone. Nifty is chaotic evil, I would say. Or neutral evil, probably. I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but I think for the most part, there's very few people that are good right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, how sad do you think the Bad Batch Season 3 will be? Probably about a 7 or 8. More than likely. Supernatural rewatch reaction someday? Well, those would only exist if I've ever seen Supernatural at all. Just started watching Breaking Bad. It's pretty good. It's more than pretty good. It's great. They're more than good. They're great. Sorry, I had to. Like Saul Goodman's introduction into the Breaking Bad universe. It's iconic ass character, man. I'm gonna have to be like Susan heckling Charlie in Cannibal Town whenever I hear a couple of cheesy dialogue lines in Madam Web, especially if they're meme worthy. Man, I've seen some out of context lines of dialogue from Madam Web, and I'm just like, who the fuck wrote this? Hell, I did see a straight up clip from it, and I was like, what is this? Oh my lord. Do you think Lucifer in Hazbin Hotel has ADHD, could be autistic, or both? I have both, and I can see some similarities between myself and Lucifer. I think he's definitely, one, we know he's got depression. I do think he's probably got ADHD, almost to a T, and he does show some signs of autism. I saw an entire thread, like breaking down his autism, or a case for him being autistic. So I don't know. I do think he's 100% got ADHD, and we know he's got hardcore depression. So autistic is definitely up in the air. It's definitely a possibility. But he's a lovable little scamp. I love him, man. I didn't know that Stephanie Patrice was in Hazbin Hotel until the first episode ended literally. I knew the second she started talking. And Keith David. Those are the two voices I knew, like, right out of the gate. Her name in the ending credits caught me off guard. She's great. I thought it was kind of funny that she's the first name in the credits, which is crazy. As a person with ADHD, I think he has it. Oh, I definitely do as well. I bet Keith David's husk caught many of us off guard as much as Stephanie Patrice's Vaggie. That's another thing, man. Like, you can't beat Keith David. His voice fits, I feel like his voice fits that character much better. And maybe it just helps that I have, I just love his voice. So it might be a little biased. Win more Ted Lasso every Tuesday. Ted Lasso is every Tuesday. 2 seasons in so far, and I'm in love. It gets fucking nuts, man. The writers from Madam Web are also the same ones from Morbius. Dude, if you go through all the shit that they've written, they have not written a good movie. Or at least a movie that they've had a writing credit on has not ended out well. You got shouted out on a recent Reject stream. That was cool. On one of their streams? I know I got a Patron of the Day shout out because I still support the gang. And that last one that they did was wild. They actually bring me up on one of their streams, or was it one of their videos? Oh, because it was, which one was it? I forget which one it was that my latest shout out was included on. I think it was, the X-Men one. I think it was X-Men. Oh, they're live streaming right now. Fantastic. What official cast? Well, damn, look at them. Assholes. Take it away from my screen time. Nah, I kid. I kid. Let's see. Where did I go? Oh, anyway. Let's see. But doesn't that mean Charlie has ADHD? Not necessarily, just because your parent or somebody. I don't think it's hereditary, though hell, ADHD is so common right now. Who really doesn't have it anymore? And I think a lot of that comes to do with our overstimulation. I have it. Charlie definitely has it, though. That's for sure. I really want to work for Sony. I can sit down in their meetings wondering where they got the movie ideas and laugh at them. I don't know if they pay you to do that. ADHD is 100% hereditary. Is it? Master Skull, what's up? I'm excited to watch Avatar live action next week. Me too. Even if, though, everything's mixed, I'm still going to give it a fair chance. Fair chance. Apparently you're correct. On that, it is hereditary. I'm a new guy. Well, welcome, new guy. Howdy, howdy. We try to do these every Saturday at 4. What's up, Vixen? Honestly, I can't wait for your reaction to Hazbin Hotel Addict music video. And so, hell of a boss songs. They're so good. So, Addict I've got on the back burner. I'm not sure when I'm going to put that out. Honestly, I mean, I could probably just do that. I should probably just go ahead and get that out, since we finished Has Been. But are there any other tertiary music videos, side things that are canon or part of this that I should check out, like Addict or anything else? I've got the pilots, I've got that lined up. I don't know what other side content exists. So if you guys can help me out with that, I would like to make sure to check out what I need to. And Garf ADHD always passes down to their kid, but she probably has it too, though. Don't think it works that way. Personally, I'm excited for more of the V's. Really want to learn more about Vox. Likewise. Especially, what I thought was weird about what he said. He seems to imply he's older than video. Because he said we pivoted to video. So what was Vox before video? Was he always like that? Or was he also a radio demon? Or radio-centric demon? Is he tied to media and how we consume it? Does he evolve? Does he change with media? I got so many questions about that because his line is, he says in the song, we pivoted to video. So it just makes me wonder, what was he before video existed then? Is that a good question? Or am I insane? Or am I pulling something out of nothing? Or was it just a fun line or a fun jab at him? Because we pivoted to something that didn't exist, then he shouldn't have existed, which would imply that Alistair existed before him. Unless that was just a jab at the medium in general. I don't know. Anyway, one of those guys that co-wrote Chernobyl also Scary Movie 3 and 4. Just saying. He didn't co-wrote. He directed it and he wrote it. He wrote Chernobyl. That is fair. He also wrote The Last of Us and directed The Last of Us. But, he talked about that too. He talked a lot about that in, the commentaries for The Last of Us. His writer's journey. And he's like, as a writer, you'll just write whatever. So, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. He also wrote, he wrote some trash. But he got a win, at least, eventually. I know they wrote Gods of Egypt, too. Haven't seen it, but I heard it was terrible. Also haven't seen it. I think that's the one thing they've written I haven't seen, but yeah, I've heard it wasn't great. Let's see. ADHD was 100% hereditary. Made a joke about Husk being the villain from the Disney movie Princess and the Frog, because they share the same voice. They both have a habit of gambling with dangerous odds. So Pedro is in the Last of Us Star Wars, DC now, Stretchy Man, and Marvel. Dude's all over the place. If both your parents have ADHD, you're very likely to also have it. Source: my own kids. That's not a reliable source. I'm kidding. I'm teasing. But Has Been Hotel and Helva are the same universe, right? Yes. They are in the same cinematic universe, if you will. Pedro and Oscar are too powerful. That's why they need to be separated. We can only handle them together in doses. But when they get together, man, I love the chaos that they present. They are an adorable little bro couple. None that are canon I can think of. There are quite a lot I could recommend. If it's... as long as it adds to the character's story, it's canon, I'll check it out. Or I might react to it, but I don't know if I'll watch every fan thing, because I know there was a lot of fan creations and stuff like that. I got tripped up, too. I saw that there was a whole other wiki for this thing that apparently was an entire fan fiction that blew up around Has Been Hotel, because I was like, this contradicts what we just saw. And I was like, what is this? Hold on, what is this? And then I found out what I was reading was from a huge fan fiction that popped off when they were trying to, I guess, continued Has Been themselves. I don't know. So yeah, I want to navigate the canon specifically. So if you're in the Discord or anything like that, link me canon videos to watch. Or if you have a fun non-canon one, specify and I might check it out. I just got an advert. You will get those from time to time on here. They added ads to streams these days, and I just have it on auto at this point because, hey, get them bucks from YouTube, man. Beep boop. It's a good question. It is a good question. I don't know what question it was. If Vox was a radio demon, how did he got that TV head then? Well, how did he pivot to video if video didn't exist yet? How did he, what was his head? Was he the precursor? Was he a TV before TV existed? If he is a media demon, he could evolve as media evolves. Because notice, he's got a flat screen head. At the insight of TV, those things were tubes. Those things were huge. You know? He doesn't have a classical television head. He's got a flat screen. That shit did not exist when he was born, man. Because Alistair is older than television itself. So, like, but Vox is older than him in hell. So that raises a lot of questions. For me. Now, because, like, if he's a media demon, specifically, he might be able to evolve as the dominant media source evolves. Hell, Alistair could transition. He prefers radio, right? Like, he's the radio demon because of his radio podcast, not because he's literally an embodiment of radio itself. You know, kind of in that way. It's a nickname, right? I don't know. Let's see, what's up, Sean, Rebecca? Howdy, what a week. Fantastic forecasting. X-Men 97 trailer. Doctor Who update, season 8 Christmas special is my second favorite right now behind A Christmas Carol. Character work was great, very concerned going into season 9. It's going to be a little bit of a wild trip, man. Maybe he got screened because he used to be a microwave. Maybe. One bad. Yes, one writer, my bad. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. The showrunner for both Chernobyl and The Last of Us was the main writer of several scary movies. You can hone your talents on shit movies and have talent. I mean, he talked about that too. There was a couple where he hated writing them or whatever. I remember him saying, but like, you just got to do what people are asking you to do, man. Very well could change with media. His old design had the box TV head. I did not know that. See, there it is. There it is. There it is. The guy who's Dick Grayson in Titans is in Gods of Egypt. Okay. Interesting. Isn't, fuck. William Walster, fuck, what's his name? Nikolai Coster-Waldau, that's his name. Isn't he in there? You know, Jaime Lannister? Wasn't he one of those people in there? Ugh. I don't know why my nose is runny. Savannah Groff says, what's up, Savannah? Never watched one of these before. I found your channel a week ago. Gotta say, love your content, so thanks for all the joy this week. You are very, very welcome. That means a lot. Well, welcome. We do these every Saturday, or at least I try. Things come up. Maybe I'm out of town. Maybe something happens that I have to work on, whatever. Generally speaking, I try to do these every Saturday at 4. If I can not cancel it, I'll usually move it to Sunday. Otherwise, you know, I don't know. Things happen is what I'm getting at. But we try to hang out. I'm glad you found the channel. Welcome. What are you watching on the channel? What brought you in? And we got so much shit to comb through. My birth parents actually didn't have ADHD. I don't know my dad enough to know if he does or not, but I don't think my mom does. I definitely do. Do you think Charlie got her stubborn behavior from Lilith? And when Charlie said that explains so much, she knew why her mother left Adam. What kind of mom do you think Charlie Maggie would be? Charlie would be the mom that would just be there at every recital, everything, your own personal cheerleader. She'd also be the one that is just over you at every step. You're like, oh, tuck in your shirt, pull up your hood, keep your ears warm. Like like she's just like there because she cares, because she loves a little too hard. So she's gonna be like over you and like worrying about every little thing. It's like, oh my god, I hope she makes it to school okay, I hope she does alright, I hope nobody's mean to her. Meanwhile, Vaggie's gonna be like chill, relaxed. She's gonna like rein Charlie in when she gets too crazy. And she's just gonna be the chill one there. She's got your back. She'll beat up your school bullies. She'll tell off your teachers. She's got your back. I don't know. I think they'd be fun parents, man. But definitely, I think Charlie got her stubbornness and her resilience from her mother. What's up? Officially 17 today. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Watched a movie with Pedro and Oscar last week. It was called Triple Frontier. I wanted to check that out. I haven't got around to it. As with many things, I'm impatiently waiting for Season 3 of Vox Machina and Season 1 of The Mighty Nine. Dude, I can't wait for Season 3 of Vox Machina, man. Oh, dude, I cannot wait. I actually watched the first 2 or 3 streams of The Mighty Nine before I knew they were going to animate it. And then I stopped once I figured that found out that they were going to. So I'm excited to get to know some of their other characters. I do know some things that happened from their big old 8-year anniversary event. So that's a little unfortunate, but either way, I'm excited to see how things work out. Nice. Imagine Alistair versus Lucifer. Be crazy. Dude, I mean, Alistair got whooped by Adam, and Lucifer didn't even take any damage from Adam. Like, right now, unless part of his deal weakens him, which doesn't seem to be the case, he's just been put in these situations because of his deal that might get him killed. I don't think he's limited. I've seen a lot of people think that his deal depowers him. I don't think that's the case. But I don't know. But based on what we've seen, he couldn't touch Lucifer. If he and Lucifer got into a fight, he wouldn't even be able to hit him. I doubt. And even if he did, I don't think he would even feel it. Like, the only reason Adam even almost got a hit on Lucifer was because of Lucifer's ADHD. He was distracted. Lucifer is, like, way out of his league right now, based on what we've seen. YouTube Premium, baby! No ads for me. See, that's the thing, too. I never know when it happens either. I've had Premium for, like, 10 years, man. I've not seen a single ad on this platform unless I accidentally watch it under my YouTube account. Microwave. What am I going on to something? Ever put Play-Doh in a microwave? I definitely haven't. Everyone can put out dog shit. Some of the best writers and directors put out shit. Kurosawa, Spielberg, Scorsese, Nolan. All at least one bad movie. See, that is very, very accurate. But right now, they're shooting 0 for 0 right now. I'm excited to see more Has-Been Hotel. Vox really has a cool design. I do like his design. I like a lot of the designs, to be honest. Way to shit on my microwave idea. Vox died when TV first appeared. Well, then that would mean he's younger than Alistair. Right? '27, 1927, maybe. That's just right on the cusp. Alistair died when? I forgot. Shit. See, this is what I'm talking about. It came up with that fucking whatever you call it. That Shit. That, what am I trying to say? That fan fiction site is what it immediately redirected me to. Yeah, I don't know. I could just... I'm not going to sift through all this. Motherfucker. Anyway. I don't know. I feel like the time constraints are a little weird. If that's the case. Also, the alien joke in the Xmas special took me out. It was a good one, man. Easy Bake Oven's better. Have you ever saw Tron Legacy? I did. I saw it in theaters. And the soundtrack is killer. I did like Tron Legacy. I have some issues with it, but... I really dig that. I'm very disappointed that we're not going to be following up that storyline in Tron 3 at all. Unfortunately. Tron 3, where are you? It's coming out. Pray for new members. If we get more Vox, I'm going to be so happy because I want more of him and Lucifer because Lucy is so me. I think from what I've seen or what's been said, I think Season 2 is going to be centered around the V's, which is exciting. The reason I found you was I was trying to watch Has Been Hotel, and you reacted to it, and I don't have... There's a lot of that, isn't there? Are you cold or have sneezed today? That might be why. Nose boogies running out the door. Nah, I don't think I have a cold. I hope not. Found you because it has been. Started watching The Last of Us, House of the Dragon reactions. Been reading the Game of Thrones right now, so rewatching Game of Thrones things makes me happy. Hell yeah. I really hope we get the next book sometime soon, man. I'm getting so sick of waiting. Also, cannot wait for Season 2 of The Last of Us, man. You think Lucifer would be the fun or the strange grandpa? What would each member of the Has Been Hotel be to Charlie's child with Aggie being the stepmom? Well, Lucifer would definitely be the fun, quirky grandpa. He'd be somewhere in the middle of that. I mean, he would definitely be fun. He would be giving them, spoiling them left and right. You know he would. Husk could be the grumpy, reserved old uncle. Angel would be the one that they're great, their heart's in the right place, but they're going to be saying all the wrong shit around the kid and giving off, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? The fun uncle, the one that's not the that'll do things with the kid that the parents won't let the kid do. Like, it's like, hey, you're over my place, you know, let's turn on the spooky movies or whatever, you know, where there's a little more leniency. Nifty, you don't want her around Nifty. You don't want the kid around Nifty at all. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's Alistair probably shouldn't. I wouldn't let the kid around Alistair at all. But I think that's a fair enough place to put it all. Yeah, the fun but shenanigan-y uncle. The one who lets you get away with a lot more than you do in your own home. Lucifer's power scaling is crazy. That it is. And Omni trying to watch Titan Season 3. Oh yeah. I love him. I do love me some Lulu. Don't forget you're in my house, bitch! Probably my favorite line from him. That is one of my favorite lines from him, and that delivery is so good. Jeremy Jordan really did a damn good job bringing that character to life. What else? I mean, Take That Depression is still one of my favorite lines of his, too. And just his, hey, bitch! Lucifer might be my favorite character now. Second favorite and maybe even interchangeably is Angel. Angel is just that. Angel's an angel. Lucifer is also an angel technically. So anyway, moving on. What's up, typical goldfish? How you doing? If you are, what the fuck? Don't get a big head about this, but your reactions, specifically Chernobyl and The Last of Us, are better than Blind Waves. I will not get a big head about that, but I will definitely be like, well, thank you. I appreciate that all the same. I think I don't know. I think I do pretty good for being a solo reactor and being able to have a thoughtful discussion with myself. Like, I'll give it to, like, you know, Rejects Previewed, Normies, and especially Blind Wave. You know, their post-episode discussions can go on for a long time, and they can touch a lot of different things, but they have 4 heads. 2 to 4 heads. Sometimes 6 to help bounce around ideas and all given a different point of view, to have a conversation, different reads, and here I'll give myself one thing. It's like, it's just me having a conversation with my own brain and with you guys. I think I do a pretty good job at holding it all together, and for the most part. I can't read numbers. Okay. Have you read any of the Sun Eater saga? Some of the best sci-fi I've experienced in a long time. I've never heard of it. That's the first time hearing about it. I'm gonna sleep over next Monday with my best friend. We've known each other for 6 years. Those are always the best, man. Always, man. Those were some good times. Good shit happened during those. Hope we get Space Godzilla eventually in the MonsterVerse. When I saw the beam in the sky, I thought the same as you, till it started freezing. Yeah, I've had my Space Godzilla theory completely shot down and debunked now because of toy leaks. Apparently people already know what this creature is. So fucking annoying, man. Angel will be the fun but shenanigan-y like uncle. The little egg boys can babysit. Egg boy babysitters. Yes, they could. I trust them with that. Don't know if you've already been asked this, but any chance of playing games and uploading the playthrough? I've got a lot of games on the channel. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of games, but a lot of the games that I have played, I do have full playthroughs on the channel. Obviously there's a lot that I've played before the channel existed that I don't have playthroughs for, but I do have quite a few full shits on here. Such as, I'm trying to find, because I don't remember what made it on here and what hasn't sometimes. So it'd be under Gaming with Omni. Alright, let's go to the beginning. So I got Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, all of Final Fantasy 16, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Resident Evil 4 Remake. I'm 8 hours into God of War Ragnarok. I still have not played more. I will eventually. I finished Elden Ring. I think I finished Elden Ring on stream. I know I did 4 parts of Elden Ring. I don't remember if I actually finished the story on stream or not. Halo Infinite, Ghost of Tsushima. That's not all I got in here. That's all I got in that playlist, but I know I've got other ones on here, man. That playlist doesn't have everything. Because I've got Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've got... Where you at? Resident Evil Village. I got all that on here. I don't have time for games like I used to, so that's why there's so little of it. I've got some of my playthroughs of the Walking Dead games. Spider-Man Miles Morales, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, and that's pretty, and The Last of Us Part 2. A little bit of a mixed bag. I need to fix those playlists eventually. I'll probably forget to do that. Anyway, the next game I'm going to be playing on the channel though is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You know what's interesting when I look up has-been characters is the wiki pulls up is a fanfiction wiki. Yeah, you have to specifically go to the normal wiki. The one that's like light of whatever blah 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 is fanfic, man. I was so confused. Just thought of it. Last of Us 3 continues the trend of having different protagonists each game. Who would you want us to play as? Dude, there's no way we're not playing as Ellie. We may have an additional protagonist, but I guarantee we will still be Ellie. But I don't know. But I feel like we would be Allie and maybe even Abby again. I don't know. May have been asked already, but is Blue Eye Samurai on your radar? I think you'd really enjoy it. It is. I do plan on watching it before the second season comes out. Thought it was realsies at first. I wasn't sure what. I did too, but like there was so much confusion because like Charlie had a completely different last name. Like there was some weird shit going on. I was really lost until I figured it out. Get a puppet? That won't help. Nifty would be the crazy caretaker, and Alistair would be that weird family friend, and Serpentius would be that oblivious babysitter. Hell yeah. Do you like numbers? I put out a burst laughing when you said, what the fuck? Hell yeah. I did like the numbers. My internet keeps cutting out. Happy to be here, though. I hope it stabilizes, man. That shit's so annoying, dude. Yeah, bro. You're entertaining to hear. Just even talking, one man, one very attention-holding man. I do my best. I would love to have somebody to bounce off of and stuff like that. That could, fit into the format, not be too shy by the camera and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've had my brother on here once or twice, but he's way too busy to be a consistent player, But I'm fine. I mean, it's way less stress just being a solo show. I don't have to edit around other people. So there is like a convenience to it. Also, I don't have to adhere to anybody else's schedule, which also helps. But sometimes, man, sometimes. You hear that G1 director wants to do more kaiju. I did. Oh, the G-1 director. He does want to add in some other kaiju shit. I'm excited to see what he does next, dude. Serpentius, I don't know if that's how you spell it, but he will be remembered. I mean, we got a whole Heaven storyline to go on and follow, so I think he's going to be our line of sight into what's going on over there. When you experience chaotic characters like Nifty in any other film or series, just call them chaos gremlins. I will have to do that from this point forward. What's better than one Omni? Two Omnis, but one is a puppet with a beanie. Yeah, that wouldn't come off as literally insane at all. What's up, Gabriel? So excited for this wine session. I was ready to join, but the dog I adopted a few days ago made sure exhaustion entered the chat. Glad I didn't nap, though, through the whole thing. Well, hell yeah. Well, good on you, man. I'm glad you could make it in. All the same. And good to hear that you adopted a little doggo. If it's a young one, I definitely understand it being a little much to keep up with, though. That's for sure. Just finished this season 1 finale. Wild homie Aang controlled a giant glowing fish. It was awesome. And Zuko and Zhao, Uncle Iroh wrecking homies, the creepy ass face stealer, the sacrifice. Damn, 10 out of 10. And that's the weakest finale in my book, too. And it's still so goddamn good. Dude, Zhao's whole ending is so poetic. The Uncle Iroh moment, when he just loses it. When he's just like, what did he say? You lay one hand on that fish and I'll unleash that on you tenfold or whatever he said. What did he say? Yeah, whatever you do to that spirit, I'll unleash on you tenfold. Let it go. Now. That whole moment, whoo, gives me chills every time. Something so bad that it breaks his composure, and you know he's serious, that he will fuck you up over it. Love that. That whole episode was just fantastic. I got a new kitten today. He's asleep next to me, lulled by Omni's dulcet tones. Oh, that's adorable. Better share that kitty in the pet channel. What's up, Lost Girl? Good vibes, just to let you know, season 1 is the worst season of Atla, which is still fucking amazing. But yes, it is the weakest season. Only in that season 2 and 3 are just badass. When your weakest season is still a 10 out of 10, you're doing your job good. And yeah, if you ask me what the term means, I'd say Chaos Gremlins are the perfect name for chaotic good or evil characters. Fair enough. Chief Brody has arrived. Did you name the cat Chief Brody? Oh, he's an orange little cutie. I love that. Chief Brody. You're gonna have to get him a bigger boat. Even where it came from. So happy to hear that. Well, welcome, as always. What's up, Ginger? A little late. What have I missed? Not really much of anything. I mean, you never really miss much. Well, that's not true. Sometimes there's some drama that can creep up in the chat and shit like that, but like, woo! We're all good. We're just having fun here. Having a good time. But yeah, nothing crazy. Just keeping up with chat, having a good time, all that good stuff. Nothing notable, I would say. Just a chill, relaxing little stream. You missed Pedro and Oscar in the chat. That is a thing. We did talk about some Pedro and Oscar. Squints. I know why you squinting. But we know why you squinting, why you squinting, why you squinting. I love a prequel game of Joel and Tommy and Tess. Oh, that would be actually really interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that, actually. I never really thought about going backwards. Those first 20 years, Joel talked about how they got pretty dark and they were kind of bad guys even. It would be cool, but unlikely. I would love if we were in their perspective and still had to do the shitty shit that they had to do. Because that's the thing about The Last of Us. It will make you complicit in the darkness you have to do to survive in this world to make you feel it. I would love to be forced into a position like that where you have to just see just how dark things had to get for them to survive. Or they could do the other thing and you could be the people that got slaughtered by them. Oh, you chat about Pedro and Bosco without me? Yeah. Hoped you had a sense to join in. I recently found Alex Hefner. Where did this dude come from? I feel like all of a sudden a bunch of streamers I watched have mentioned him. Maybe it's just recency and familiarity and bias, but he came out of nowhere. Apparently he's had his channel for a while, but he's gone flying under my radar for a long time, and I just finally, I think it was his Star Wars reactions when he started watching Star Wars for the first time was when he no, it was his Marvel journey at first, and then that turned me on to his Star Wars videos. I don't know why. Just randomly got recommended to me one day, and dude's blown up. It's a Kmart. Kmart Dylan is in trouble. But my God, he's hilarious. What's my favorite live-action Star Wars series? The Mandalorian. Like, I mean, I love Andor, but my heart is with The Mandalorian. I think Andor is I don't know. It's all subjective. But The Mandalorian tickles all the fun bits, but Andor is phenomenal. Andor might be the best, but Mandalorian's my favorite. Andor's best, but Mandor is better. Is my favorite. I mean, Discord has video calls. If you have moderators, members who are open to being on the camera, that might be an option. Maybe not every stream, but if you feel like talking with people, maybe. Well, I think we were specifically talking about in the reaction videos themselves. It has Started Clone Wars, so good. Yeah, I just watched that last night, actually. Art thou implying my puppet idea is insane? It is genius and adorable and shush. Nah, the idea is fine, but the execution by me would come off insane. Any more Goldman mentions? Not yet, I don't think. Goldman! I think that was a pretty good one right there. Slappy all in the gooch. Sorry. Anyway, just finished what is currently out for Mashal, and gods, it is so dumb yet so funny. What the hell is that? I don't know what that is. Omni Discord talent show? We do have a Discord, and there's some shit in there. If this is the weakest finale, then damn, I'm in for a treat. Hell, the fucking last one's 4 parts. Do you think bending an avatar is through genetics or some other spiritual means? Currently, in the world as it exists right now, it's genetic. Until Korra and some chicanery happens. As far as I know, I believe it's all genetic. I don't know. Never mind, because Toph can't, like, her parents, at least seemingly her parents, I mean, we don't know that her parents aren't benders. We don't know they're not. But that's the only example where she seemingly is a bender and they might not be, only because we never see them, or it never comes up. So I don't know. That's the only example I can think of. Because if they were just, it could just be born in anybody, why are there no other airbenders until later? Like, you would imagine in 100 years, at least one random airbender would have been born, right? I don't know. Could be a recessive gene, but that's very recessive if that's the case. I don't know. Puppet Janine, Puppet Rebecca with the skin peeling off, showing the metal exoskeleton Robotka. I loved how spiritual Uncle Iroh is in the show. It's a nice contrast to a lot of the most other firebenders who are typically not as spiritual as the other nations. See, what I love about Iroh is he's had his journey. He wasn't always like that. He was just another Fire Nation lackey for a long time until his life collapsed. Until he tasted tragedy. You know, and it humbled him. And then he went on an entire journey. And we only know Iroh, we only meet Iroh after he's finished his journey. His redemption. He's on the other side of it, and the thing about Iroh is he is never stagnant. He's always trying to be better. What's up, Scott? Thank you for the super chat. What's your Avengers team prediction for Avengers 5? Carol, Sam, Ant-Man, Wasp, Strange, Thor, Hulk, probably She-Hulk, I would hope. Spider-Man. Shit. Shuri, probably. Otherwise, I mean, that's my best guess, at least. Eric Wallace was a bad showrunner. Yeah, he got dealt a bad hand, but he also didn't really make the best out of it either, so... Yeah, he did. He had a shitty run. Oh yeah, that Iroh moment was great. Also loved how everything went red for a bit. Yeah, and then the gray, like the visuals was insane. It was so good, and the little tufts of light just from the bending itself. So good. Who are you most excited to see on the team in Thunderbolts? Yelena, probably. Other than that, maybe... On the team in Thunderbolts. I don't know, maybe. Well, didn't they cut Ghost? I don't remember. But Yelena, probably. Interacting with everybody. So I can't rewatch Atla in its entirety because season 1 is very weak compared to 2 and especially season 3. I don't think it's that far off. It's definitely more childlike. It definitely has a much lighter overall tone than season 2 and 3. But I never have any issues watching season 1. It's just a natural part of the progression. As things happen, as things progress, you know, things evolve. And I think this is one of those situations. But yeah, I don't know. I have no issues watching season 1, but I'm always like, let's get to season 2, let's get to season 3, you know? Puppet Janine comes with a kitten. Puppet Sean has a random inquiry that he doesn't know where it came from. And Legos. What's up, Silverhand? How's your week been? It's been pretty solid. Sorry I missed last week's stream. All good. All good. Two-Face Robot Girl. Still relatively new and did not know you were into theater till your Wicked trailer reaction. Your enthusiasm is contagious. Why didn't you? I've never done theater per se, but I was a show choir kid. Like I, sang in state choir. I did the songs and dances and stuff like that, but never like an actual like stage play or anything like that. But obviously being in that sphere, you pick up on a lot of musical stuff. And that was one of those great ones around that time. Alex did music reactions for years and is now doing a lot of movie and TV reactions. That explains a big bulk of that. Or tell me why the face-stealing spirit got me creeped out. Like homie said, been a while since I got a child's face. Kept flashing through different faces and shit, and I need that in a live action. We'll see. We'll see if they do it, but Ko is a creepy motherfucker, man. Have you thought about Devil May Cry? If for Devil May Cry, we could get a Sparta prequel game or a spin-off of Lady and Trish, Virgil spin-off game, or a game that could connect Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. I would like a Sparta prequel thing. Maybe not a game. I don't know how that would play out, but maybe even an anime. I can't wait for the new anime whenever that finally comes out. But, if we wanted to dive into it, I would love to dive into Sparta and his relationship with their mother more than I would want a Lady and Trish video game or anything like that. Same with Virgil. I love Virgil, but I think we've got a fair amount of Virgil, and we know a lot of his story already. So I'd like to learn more about Sparta and what he had to deal with. I'm starting season 3 of X-Men tomorrow. Stop saying rewatching for X-Men. I don't remember any of it at all now. Hell yeah. I mean, it happens. Sometimes with reruns and television, sometimes it's easy to realize you haven't seen everything because you might just miss shit. What's up, Dro? Why did I say Dro? Joe Crammond. Welcome from the UK. First time I managed to join one of your live streams. Love watching your reactions. What do you hope to see from the rest of Chucky season 3? I honestly, I just want to see Chucky get his shit kicked in and shit rocked up. I want him to struggle even more because he needs to suffer for what he did to their teacher, man. But I don't know. It's hard to say what I want to see in Chucky because all the kinds of stuff that they end up doing is just so out of fucking nowhere, and it is still so enjoyable. I don't really know. It's hard because it can be so random at times. I mean, I would love to see Andy, not in dream form, just get involved in everything again. But as far as any kind of specifics, I don't really know. I'm sure by the end of it, we'll see him fix his degradation problem, but we'll have to wait and find out. April 10th, I think, right? Loving the recent Halo reactions. Feels like people have forgotten that even what Halo's story was about. Now everyone wants Green Man shoot only. I've seen a lot of that, man. It's like dude, like, it's one thing when he was taking off his helmet, and I bitched about it too. There was points where he was taking off his helmet in season 1 where it made 0 sense for him to take off his helmet. Like, he would put it on for 5 seconds and then just take it off. Like, remember I'm Chief? Here I am again. What we've seen so far, there's nothing. Anytime he should have his helmet on or should be in the suit, he's been in the suit. People think that Spartans are only in these suits, that they're only combat things. If you read the books, hell, if you played the games, he takes his shit off when the mission's done. The first game ends with him taking his helmet off. The Halo 4, is it 5? 4 or 5, one of them ends with him completely being disarmored and removing his helmet. The first time you ever see his eyes. Spartans are only in their armor or in their suits in active combat or on a mission. Other than that, they're just really strong, big people. That's it. But yeah, people seem to be like, there's an error. And it's a lot of the, like, there are valid complaints. There are. But like, every time I see that, I just roll my eyes, because it's just like, you've literally only, it's not even that you didn't only play the games, you just didn't pay attention. Like, it's frustrating when you're trying to give a show a fair chance here, and it is showing improvement, and people are still like, Green Man, no shoot. Like, what the fuck? God damn it. It's so childish. And, like, cavemanish, the shit I've seen. It's still not perfect. It's still got problems. Hell, I've still got issues with some of the things that they're doing. I still hate and dislike the whole Quan storyline and stuff like that. Thankfully, it's not getting a huge focus. That shit didn't make any sense. But season 2 is already vastly better than the first season and seems to understand what it's trying to do. There are just some things that unfortunately season 1 has them stuck with. So we'll have to see how they work around that moving forward. But yeah, I mean, like, I got problems, but it's still pretty solid. Season 2 is really good so far, especially by comparison, with everything going on. Yeah, like, there's some people that are really just, I don't know, they've got a weird, very narrow idea of the Halo world, which is crazy to me, because like, it's so rich, complex, and this is expanding on some of those elements. Like, they were like, this doesn't appreciate the lore or know any of the stuff, and it was like, well, there's a lot of love given to the lore. It might be, you just probably haven't you probably just haven't dove too deeply into it yourself. I don't know, it's annoying. Like, there are genuine critiques, but there's a lot of just people still mad about the first season. I don't know. It's trying, and I'm trying also, because I was real hard on the first season, man. I really was. I tried to be fair as I could be. There were things that I liked, but there was a lot of shit that just did not work for me, and I let it be known. But season 2 so far, I thought it's been pretty damn solid. Up at Sylvester Stallone. It's a big D. Have I seen Role Models? I have not seen Role Models. I've not seen it. Honestly, if you did a recurring puppet bit, you'd achieve peak reactor. I'll have to work on that. I can't throw my voice, though. Don't know if you're a Star Trek fan, but Paramount is apparently considering doing a revival of the 1970s animated series in a similar manner to Marvel's X-Men 97 and Star Trek 75, if you will. I've only ever seen First Contact and the J.J. Abrams films. That's all the Star Trek I've seen. I want to get into more of it, but that's all I know currently. I've never known anyone that adores C-3PO / Goldman as much as Alec does. Me either, dude. Me either. He's like the #1 C-3PO fan that I've seen. Mashal, Magic and Muscles. Only seen the anime. I think you'd like it. Never heard of it. That's the first time hearing about it. I have to look into it. Honestly, it's just so hard because there's just so much content, man. There's so many things to watch. A Puppet Noober in a Batman costume. Recessive Gene. That's when I read that off of that earlier. Same composer for the score than made of IBO, I believe. I don't know what that is. IBO? Using abbreviations when I'm a nub over here. What do you think about the fact that Reacher is adapting the books in a random order instead of an order to keep things interesting? Well, I think that's what they're doing. I think that's why they're choosing the books that they're choosing, rather than going in the order that the books came out. Because they'll never be able to do every book. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it either way, as long as it keeps it fresh and interesting. Dragon of the West is best Papa Bear. That he is. Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. It reminds me of in Friends when Phoebe thought Spider-Man was called Peter Spider-Man. The journey of General Iroh would be such a dope spin-off idea for Avatar. Even if it was like, yeah, it would be a nice little short special to do. I'd love to watch something like that. I've also watched another Pedro interview with fellow other actors, and he showed how he learns his lines. It looks like code. I know, shock. I was watching another interview. I'm curious about that. Link it to me in the Discord. I might want to watch that early or later. I wonder if the Atla franchise is to expand. I think they should expand to stories beyond that of Avatar. Like, we know they're considering doing a movie focused on Zuko after the team. We also know they're going to be doing one after the team themselves, and then one wholly separate. There's one that's going to be completely disconnected from anything we've seen as well. So there is a new story coming. Gotta go, Omni. Have a great week. Take it easy, good vibes. Hope you have a great rest of your week. I'd personally love a prequel series following Uncle Iroh and his journeys from conquering general to a spiritual advisor. I think that would be fucking fascinating. Your One Piece reactions are gonna stop where the live action ends, or are you gonna continue on? I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle right now. Part of me wants to just continue, but the YouTube part of me wants to just, because, like, I do enjoy it, but at the end of the day, it is like 4 or 5 hours of my day that the amount of work for the views and the reward isn't, it's not equating, you know? I don't know. So I'm a little stuck on it. But who knows? Maybe the more I get into later shit, that could improve. Because I'm sure people are kind of bored with some of the old stuff. It could be the arcs. I don't know. Thunderbolts team members at Purple Force, Yelena, Red, G, and Bucky. Red Guardian, that is one I'm really excited to see play on. Never got into Atla. Tried watching it a couple times, just couldn't get into it for some reason. It might be difficult for some types early on. It is worth it. It is anime, anything. I have never seen a animated series as good as Avatar. It is a top 10 of all time show across live action, animation, all mediums, man, for me. It's a fucking masterpiece in my book. Like, season 1, it's childish, it has its moments. It might, for some people who can't handle that kind of thing, it might be a little difficult, but it's worth it. It took me multiple times to get into Doctor Who. It took me multiple times to get into some anime. Sometimes you just got to get past that stride, and then you find out why people love it. Apparently, after the reception of X-Men 97, Marvel's considering bringing back other shows such as Avengers, Spider-Man. Well, none of them need to come back. If they're going to bring back anything, they need to bring back Spider-Man the animated series. And I kid. They can bring all that shit back if they want to, but if they're going to do what they're doing with 97, the next thing should be Spider-Man the animated series, because it didn't get an actual end. Second time joining the stream. What's up, Rune? Doing well. Hope you are also. Also, how have you been? Sorry, rude. Oh, don't worry about it. Just come in and just get into the swing of things. I'm doing good, though. Didn't know Joseph Morgan Ackerson was in season 2 of Halo. More incentive to watch. And he's doing a great job doing his usual shtick, it seems. Ackerson's an interesting character to begin with, but his flair is nice. I need a 90s Spider-Man revival. That's what I'm saying, man. I hope at 97 is successful, we get a Spider-Man 98. Me too. Just realized if Sozin managed to kill Aang, then he'd be a waterbender, right? So why do they think that they managed to do something that's literally impossible by their standards? I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, that's immediately why they attacked the Water Tribe right after. That's why they went and plundered the water tribe, took all the waterbenders. That's why they targeted them next, just in case. They wiped out the air nomads, then they went to the water tribe and pillaged and purged them. Tried to go to the north, didn't fail. They didn't get all of the waterbenders, but that's why they went to the southern tribe first. The northern tribe obviously was able to hold that off, but that was the plan. And since then, it was just keeping an eye out. It reminds me, I was in school choir, and it stuck with me to this day. The song Remember in the song Fame is said 7 times before the music interlude kicks in. Hell yeah. I don't know that one, though. Is Halo Season 2 good so far? I think it's a massive improvement from Season 1 so far. Also, we all know the words "we go together" from Greece, including Shamala. We did a whole thing. One of our cabaret performances, we did Greased Lightning as a group. I'm thinking about the Netflix live-action One Piece because there's no way they will adapt the full anime. Oda's original plan was way shorter. Maybe they can adapt the original story instead. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it, man. I don't know how they're going to pull it off if they do try to go through everything. They said they got a 12-season plan to cover it all. You can understand outside of combat operations, Spartans can act without Mjolnir. Yes, Season 2 of Halo is quite good, I'd argue. I agree. Apparently the Star Wars Black Series Captain Rex helmet, his second helmet that was 2 welded together, released this week. I don't want it. I need it. I need to take a look at that. I'm still waiting on them to release an official Black Series Revan mask. I'm getting sick of it. I want an official one. I have the hots for Rogue and Mystique. I mean, both are understandable. Watch the episode about Rogue's backstory, which had Carol Danvers' Miss Marvel. So cool. Yeah, I don't know if I ever got to that. I don't remember that happening. I know that happens in the comics, but I don't remember that in the show being covered. I need to rewatch it. I'm going to before this, I promise. What's up, Aiden? Doing good. How about yourself? How scary would an Alien vs. Predator game be if it followed a Resident Evil game jump scare piece? And how would a Tekken vs. Mortal Kombat or Tekken vs. Street Fighter or Tekken vs. Street Fighter vs. MK? What the fuck? I mean, I don't know if Alien vs. Predator would be very effective in a Resident Evil format. Maybe like the current remakes, maybe. It could be fun. I'd give it a chance. I'd give it a go. I love the AVP series. But as far as Tekken and Street Fighter and all that kind of stuff, I don't know. You would have to really tame down the Mortal Kombat stuff to blend it in, and yeah, I think you'd run the risk of being like the Marvel or the Mortal Kombat versus DC kind of shit that they did. I don't know. It'd be fun. It'd be interesting, that's for sure. You know, they scrapped that Tekken X Street Fighter collab that they were going to do, which was disappointing. I don't know. It'd be interesting. I'm more of a Mortal Kombat guy, so like I don't know. I like Tekken enough. Street Fighter's fine. I've never gotten into it. I like the lore for Street Fighter more than I like playing Street Fighter. But Mortal Kombat's my go-to fighting game. I don't know. It'd be interesting. I stopped watching the Halo show when Cortana was peeping on Master Chief and getting it on. Those writers, those showrunners are not on this show anymore. They are no longer around. I promise. It is currently feels a lot more like Halo. Second trailer for GXK was so good that it got me teary-eyed. I'm so ready for it. Also, the Deadpool Wolverine trailer was magnificent and got me more hyped than I was before. I'm so ready. That was another thing. Like, I was looking forward to Deadpool 3, but the trailer definitely raised my excitement. I don't know if anyone has told you to do it yet, but you should take a sip. Fine. Would I like to see a movie adaptation of Dead Space? Yes. Yes, I would. I love Dead Space. I 100% platinum trophied that game. like in 2 days. When I was in college, I skipped all my classes, man, and just did nothing but play Dead Space. I've still never played 2, I've still never played 3, but I have played the absolute shit out of the first Dead Space game. Wild, wild game. Haven't watched the Netflix animated series, Skull Island. I haven't watched it. Have you seen it? And if you have, how was it? I haven't watched it. I don't really have any interest in it because I don't think it's tied into anything. I know it's canon to the MonsterVerse. Are we sure that it is? Because like some things I've seen seem to imply it's not, but I don't know. I definitely haven't seen it though. Just to let you know, Dua Lipa released her second single from her third album this Thursday. I still haven't listened to anything. One day, maybe. What's up, Selena? Love your reactions to everything you watch, especially Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. Do you have a favorite character in Has-Been Hotel? Lucifer. We talked about this actually a little bit earlier, but I don't think you were in here yet. Lucifer currently, I think, is my favorite character. Second is Angel. Third is Alistair. That's kind of where I'm at, I think, right now. Now, Omni, that Last of Us pitch about them being deep into the dark shit has potential to be good as the first game, being all around empathy, which much like the first one was about love. I would love it. It would be messed up, but it would be cool. I would totally watch an anthology Atlas spinoff of the Tales of the Jedi, just like series of legendary bending masters. That would be awesome. I'd be totally down for that. Realistically, what percentage of Deadpool 3 do you think Wolverine will be in? And how many MCU characters do you think will appear, if any? MCU characters? I really don't know. It's hard to tell. Maybe, I'll say 5. Let's go with 5. But as far as it goes, I think Wolverine's probably going to be in like 80% of this. I think what we saw was like the first 20, 30 minutes of the movie. Maybe. I love your reactions. What's up, Jazzy? Especially towards Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. Who's your favorite character in Has-Been Hotel? Is this a repost, or did I just read the same thing twice? No, this is 2 different people actually asking the same question, pretty much. Yeah, I just answered that one. I've seen Skull Island series. It's so good. Okay, so it's got someone vouching for Skull Island. Also, haven't seen the original show for X-Men. The new trailer for the new series came out, and I think it looks cool. I'll be watching the series soon. Highly recommended. Spectacular Spider-Man deserves a revival. It's still too recent. Again, Marvel brings back Earth's Mightiest Heroes that give you a reason to start watching it. That is also very true for a lot of you guys who've been hounding me about that for a long time. Do you plan on doing a reaction for Mad Max Fury Road? It's my personal favorite movie, and it's right up your alley. It's currently in the running to be the next movie reaction, because it's on my poll. It's on our movie poll, and last time I checked, it's in the running to possibly win. It is very neck and neck. Not every we've only had like a quarter, maybe even an eighth of our patrons actually participate in the poll yet, so that could very much so change by the end of the month. But right now it is in the top 5, and it is very close between all those choices, so it's definitely a possibility that it'll be coming around that corner. What's up, Dizzy? Just had one hell of an experience last night. I saw another truck car flip in the air at Daytona. Had one hell of a night, man. Jeez, man. Holy crap. That stuff is intense, dude. I would also love a miniseries revival of Spider-Man Unlimited. That was an interesting concept, and it ended after 1 season on a cliffhanger. I talked about this a little bit earlier. I could never really get fully invested in Spider-Man Unlimited. I don't know. I never really gave it too much of a chance. And it got canceled way too quick, so I never really got to finish it. You should give Netflix Skull Island series. It's good. I think you meant a chance. Apparently the network wanted to chase the success of Batman Beyond, so they scrapped 90s Spider-Man and greenlit Spider-Man show on a futuristic alien planet in Spider-Man Unlimited. I do remember reading about that. They were trying to chase that high of the Batman the Animated Series transitioning into Batman Beyond. And I've said this before, Again, not a popular opinion. I don't care for, I don't dislike it. I just don't, I don't care for Batman Beyond. I just don't like the premise. I don't like the idea. But it did some things good. I don't dislike it, but it was never my thing. Hey, I loved MK versus DC as a kid. It was a ridiculous concept. No one can deny that. But it was an interesting game. I definitely played it. I ended up trading it though. I ended up giving it to a buddy of mine for one of his games after I finished it. I've seen the controversy of X-Men 97 completely removing Rogue's ass. Yeah, who gives a shit, man? It's whatever. It was one shot. She's not rocking that donker in every scene. People are just fucking, anybody complain about that, like legitimately upset about it, like honestly needs to grow the fuck up. That is not a complaint. I only made it around episode 6 of X-Men, but I did watch Days of Future Past 2-parter. Fell back off because of how much racism is in everything, and I couldn't handle watching a show about it too. I get you. That's fair. What's up, Christian? It's hard to try to escape the world and then have the world thrust in your face in the media you're watching as well, when you just want to kind of get away from it. But that's the thing about the X-Men, man. It's never been about easy topics. Do I think the reaction to that scene was stupid? Rabid fanboys on YouTube saying Master Chief shouldn't be having sex. He's a warrior. He should be fighting 24/7. Master Chief isn't some incel. Oh yeah. There was a lot of rabid and reactionary stuff that around the first season that I don't get behind at all. There is some that I understand. There's some that I participated in, but I feel like any of the qualms that I had were all centered around the characterization that was getting just completely destroyed. But yeah, I do feel like a lot of it was really blown out of proportion. I couldn't care they removed it. It's so funny to see people freak out about it, and at the same time, it's this odd of a Marvel to remove it. Just got reported that Spider-Man 4 is currently being written and is planned to be released before Kang Dynasty. That is not confirmed, but it is definitely being reported. I liked what I watched, but still, I can only take so much. I understand that. I actually like the casting for Fantastic Four. Her Galactus is the main villain, and it seems that Dr. Doom is supposed to appear by the end of the film. What do you think of this? That is what the reports are saying, and I'm totally fine with that. I mean, that makes sense to kind of hold off on Doom right now. I think he'll be a larger player and everything to come after that. You should watch 5 Feet Apart. It's really good. Made me cry at the end for 15 minutes. It's about Will and Stella. Will and Stella, who got cystic fibrosis, and they fall in love, but they must stay 5 feet apart because of the disease. Oh, that is awful. Goodness. Okay. I might have to look into that. Hiddleston's been rumored to be in DP3. I have heard that rumor as well. Dolly Pool, what's up? I've been watched a lot of your stuff. I love how you get emotional when I do. Keep up the good work, bub. Love you from Ireland. Shouts out to Ireland. Homeland. I dare say. I want to go to Ireland, man. I really do. I know I say it like every time it comes up, but like I really do. Let's see. You would think Galactus would put a number on the world entirely. The film takes place in the 60s, and it seems to have not been mentioned ever. But is it the 60s on our Earth, or is it the 60s on another Earth? I know it's going to be in the past, but I mean, also you have Pym. He was active during that time, and nobody really said or heard about shit. I don't know. There's a way to do it, but I'm just wondering how they're going to incorporate it. We'll just have to wait and find out. Earth's Mightiest Heroes is the best piece of Avengers media I've ever seen. It's really a shame it's only 2 seasons. You guys are always selling it up, hyping it up. Is Blade still on the schedule to release next year, or what's happening? What's going on? I don't think it is. I don't know. I think it got another push. What are the current 5 options for next movie on Patreon? Well, I mean, there's like 20 or 30 movies on the poll, but there's right now the current spread is between a couple different movies. Yeah, I don't know how many items are actually on here, but there's like 20 or 30 movies on the list, and I'll just say that Mad Max Fury Road is in the top 5 at the moment. I allow multiple votes, so you can vote for multiple movies. So it's neck and neck, man. Like from 1 and 2, it's literally just a 1 vote right now. Like our spread from 5 to 6 is about like a 2 to 3 vote gap. Like I said, and there's still a shit ton of people who haven't even done anything yet, which is par for the course. Most people, the majority, won't vote until I put out a reminder the final day to vote half the time. An intense day. I almost got into a wreck because my truck was sliding on the icy road, and I almost hit a telephone pole or a mail truck. I'm glad I avoided and got the situation controlled. That shit's scary, man. I've been in a bunch of wrecks, but I've also been in a lot of almost wrecks, and it's never not scary. What's up, Dizzy? Sorry, I have to go. Also, if you want to see the flip, I sent it in Discord. Anyway, gotta go. Take care, guys. Stay safe. See ya. Take it easy, Dizzy. My brakes weren't responsive as well. It snowed a lot where I'm at. We got about 5 inches. We actually got a snow last night. It didn't stick for too long, but over the night we had a nice little coating. But yeah, thankfully we didn't have too bad here. Beyond has a few all-timers. I think you'd like season 1, but it was more comedic, and they tried to chase a Spider-Man-like tone. I don't know. My opinion on it could be completely different today if I watched it now. But I just know when I was watching it at the time, it just wasn't the Batman show that I was enjoying when we lost the animated series and then went into that. I don't know. Something about it just did not keep me on the train. What's up, Kate? How are you doing? The mail truck made me stop immediately while going downhill, and that's what set me off. He was gaining speed and then stopped like the road wasn't icy at all. That's when it all happened. See, that's the scariest shit, man. Like, you never know half the time. You're going to see it sometimes, man. Ice is very dangerous where we're at, man, with all the hills and drop-offs and cliffs. Koi Jandro from Real Rejects commented on the Rogue controversy, and he said, quote, Rogue's physique is directly tied to the themes of her hypersexuality and the fact that she can't have a physical relationship. I guess that's very true. Like, the fact that she's so alluring but can't touch or be touched. But I feel like that's a weird scene to draw on. I don't know. I don't think it's that deep, but hey, I haven't read the comics. I mean, that makes sense. That is a whole part of her inability to have a full relationship, is she can't touch. I get that, but to get hung up on the size of her ass is a little ridiculous. It's Sunday here, so good Sunday, I guess. All the same. It's still Saturday for me. It'll be Sunday in 6 hours. So Return of the Joker is one of the best Batman animated movies, period. It's alright. I enjoyed it fine enough. Arthur cast for Fantastic Four and that heart. That's because it's said in the city. Hell yeah. I think the lesson we learned from Joel in The Last of Us is continue to share your heart with people even if it's been broken. Yes, very true. I'm voting for The Birdcage and Poltergeist. Hell yeah. My younger brother passed away from cystic fibrosis a few years ago. He was always the life of the party. He was a good man. I'm really sorry to hear about that. And that must be pretty personal then, for sure. How much of the Pager-verse have you seen? Game of Thrones, Mando, Last of Us, Wonder Woman. I've seen all of those. All the ones you mentioned. The only thing I haven't seen that I'm aware of, at least, is I haven't seen Narcos at all. But all the ones you've listed, I've seen. And I'm aware of, obviously, the F4 thing. Birdcage, great movie. Haven't seen it in ages. Watched it a lot when I was a kid. Well, it's got a chance. It's staying on the list until it's not. The only Marvel projects I'm interested in is Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four, Blade, and if we were to get any info on a season 2 of Moon Knight. Deadpool 3, I'm there for, and Daredevil. They are the only ones I'm really excited for at all right now. You called him Daniel, and I called my son after him. Sorry, I just thought I'd put that in here. Hey, don't apologize at all. Share away. I really do appreciate that, though, sharing that with us. And I'm still sorry to hear that. My sympathies, man. Can't imagine. I bonded with Agador. I also hate shoes. I don't know what the fuck just happened there. I don't know if this is a conversation happening in the chat. I'm a little confused on that one. Got some snow. Nothing crazy, but enough for school to say no school. That's awesome. Honestly, Fantastic Four as a period piece is the best thing for it, in my opinion. Their best stuff was in the 60s. We're capturing that tone, hopefully, with the Kirby crackle, and make it a fantastic homage. I'm hopeful for it. Heard Madam Web is so bad that it makes Morbius look like the Dark Knight. I have heard that comment specifically. I saw that it went down 13%. It went down to 13%. I will not be watching it. It's not worth a $9 ticket. Yeah, I'm definitely going to wait on that one. What's up, Arrow? Super late to the stream. We'll be hopping off here shortly, so you might have to go back and rewatch some stuff, but I've been playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Hope you're well and didn't subject yourself to Madam Web. I have not yet. Wait for it on streaming and do a reaction. That's kind of the plan right now. I might do a reaction to it. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skaters 1 and 2, amazing games. I've seen Donnie Darko with Jake Gyllenhaal. Yes, I've seen all of the iterations of it, and that was one of those movies I just did a whole-on deep dive on, like back in the day, man. Love it. Great movie. Looks at Morbius poster. Did I judge you too harshly? Feel you there. Really sorry to hear that, but unfortunately, pains tends to be felt. That's very true. You never avoid it. What are your thoughts on the Cars movies? I have not seen any of them. I have not seen any of the Cars films. Sorry, there's a birdcage reference. Oh, okay. That's why I didn't get it. What's your rating for the Sony Marvel movies? The best one is the first Venom movie. Oddly enough, Morbius is probably number 2. And then I would probably say, like, the non-Spider-Man stuff, right? Not the Andrew movies, not the Maguire movies, just the non-Spider-Man stuff, right? So, like, what else is there? I mean, Let There Be Carnage is probably at the bottom of the barrel for me right now, but that's the only ones I can remember off the top of my head right now. Omni, X-Files, go! X-Files! Guys, wanna believe! Wanna believe X-Files, go! Drink! I want to see Go Madam Web with my friends just to laugh at it. Dune 2 popcorn bucket not included. Dude, that fucking popcorn bucket is fucking terrifying. The one for Ghostbusters, though, that one looks pretty sick. Aw, thank you, Dolly, for the super chat. Have a beer on me. Or half a beer. Hell yeah. I'll take a little sippy sip here. Not a beer, but whiskey, same thing. No, it's not. I don't know why I said that. Hope you have a good night. Great week. You as well. Did you know they're eyeing Javier Bardem for Galactus? I did not. I'd be totally down with that. Cause Stone Cold says so. X-Files, here we go. Have I been to a 40X screening in theater? No. The closest I've been to that's 40X-like is like one of those like amusement park rides where they kind of sit you down and there's like a whole like thing going on. I did like a James Bond action escape thing that was kind of similar, but a movie in 40X? No. I've not seen a movie in IMAX. I still haven't crossed that off the bucket list yet. God, that SNL popcorn bucket skip was so hilarious. They've still got it occasionally. Hell yeah. Are you a fan of Guy Ritchie films? I love most of them, and he has his ups and downs. I don't, I'm not too sure. I'd have to look at his filmography. I know the name, but I couldn't tell you what movies he's done and which ones he's not. But I have to look at that. Thank you, Aiden. Your ranking of the Sparta movies and my ranking as well. Honestly, I thought Venom 2 was worse than Morbius. I agree. Venom 2 is worse than Morbius. To me. Take the sandware bucket off the Dune bucket. It's not a bad bucket, but who came up with that? I don't know if they did their job or they deserve to be punished. There's a question. My crush got me a gift for Valentine's Day. What got me confused that I thought it was that he was straight. So what do you think, guys? Does he like me? I mean, maybe. That might be a tell right there. But I mean, I always worry about giving too much relationship advice because I don't know a lot of the content. Yeah, so I guess the connection cut out there. Connection dropped for a minute, so we just boosted that. Just got through the chat, though. We're caught up, so, I mean, it was good enough timing, guys. We'll call it there. But, guys, thanks for stopping in, as always. Love you all. Have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you all for the super chats, the great little conversations, and I will see you all next week for another whining stream. Take it easy, everybody.